Hello again. Good to be with you as we investigate, reflect on, take the opportunity to step back and look at the scripture passages that are given to us as a Catholic community for the 25th Sunday in Ordinary Time. One of the realities as human beings is we have a deep sense of justice and injustice. We have a real sense that we should be compensated for our work in a way that provides you might say, equivalent with others, that there's a number of little regulations and laws here today. The same work deserves the same pay. That other people shouldn't get extra money if they haven't done extra work, or they shouldn't get extra because they're different from us. We like to have everything even, and you might say recognizable, that we can figure it out. The scripture passage today from the Gospel of Matthew really causes a lot of consternation in a lot of people. Because, first of all, they take it as a parable that Jesus is trying to instruct employees what they should expect from their employers. Now, if you take that tack, it really gets very upsetting, because I'll remind you, this is that parable of the landowner who goes out and hires people. And he starts hiring them at dawn. And then it's like throughout the day, every so often he just comes out and hires more people. So that he's hiring people right at the almost end of the day. They only work maybe a couple hours at most in his vineyard. And then it comes time for payment. And all of a sudden everybody's getting the same pay. And you say, what's going on here? How can Jesus be instructing people to do that? That's not right. You know, if you work all day, you should get a better pay. We forget that sometimes Jesus tells parables not so much to instruct us about how we should live, but he's trying to get across something about how God deals with us. Something about how God deals with us. And one of the things that is part of the Christian gospel is that one of the problems is that God does not deal with us like everyone else deals with us. That because of his Son Jesus Christ, because of the salvation won on the cross, because he makes up for our sins, there is a generosity of God that is very different than the laws and norms of everyday life. And so when we read this parable, we get a little shocked, we get a little upset, we get a little irritated, because it's not functioning, you might say, according to the realities of distributive justice. You might say it's not the labor laws of our country that are being underlined. They're being distorted. And Jesus is trying to say to us as his followers and as members of the kingdom of God, that no matter when we enter into living the Christian life, and that's the point. That's the point about the landowner constantly inviting people, starting at dawn, and then it says he goes at 9 o'clock, and then he goes at noon, and then he goes at 3 o'clock, and then he goes at 5 o'clock, until the end of the day when the sun sets. So let's say 7:30, 8 o'clock. He's trying to help us see that God is inviting people to reform and turn back to him. And no matter when they come in to the gospel of Christ, into the gospel of Jesus Christ, become members of his kingdom, there will be a reward for all of them. That's the same. Maybe somebody has been a religious for 75 years of their life, lived a life of devotion to the gospel and living a celibate life and living even a life of poverty. And then on the other hand, you have someone who comes into maybe the church. They're maybe 80 or 90 years old. They haven't really lived the Christian life. They've had a very irregular life. But something moves them to say, I got to really make myself right with God. And they do that, and they only have maybe a few years left in their life, and the reward is the same. That those last lines of the scripture passage are so important. The last ones worked only 1 hour, and you have made them equal to us who bore the day's burden and the heat. My friend, I'm not cheating you. Did you not agree with me for the usual daily wage? Take what is yours and go. Am I not free to do as I wish with my own money? Are you envious because I am generous? God's generosity maybe causes all of us to be envious, but it is his nature, his love, his goodness.